Oceanic Chani, so how say AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast also trending make headlines in Jembre, na ADB Eximo. ADB Eximo. Mr. Oxay Yanko, late president, I beg your pardon, former president J.A.Kuffour Asweye. Unia Kevin Taylor, Akika and Simbi Afanahum, I exposing the big time. But Yen Sembre, Mr. Oxay, Yambo in Kevin Asweye, Abrawa Jembre na Obu in Chimo. She does want to say AGH Politics Avenue. You're boring right here in Seminum na expose na adding and yasam go to Accra.
But because of where J.J.Rawlings he's coming from, the things he went through before he became the president of the Republic in 1992, democratically elected president, he felt to say he has put so much on the line for somebody like J.A.Kuffour, who is a pretender, to create an impression say, no, J.J.Rawlings is a bad person, and that he, Kuffour, is a perfect president that Ghana has ever had. So, consistently, J.J.Rawlings was speaking, and we are going to talk about J.A.Kuffour sermon there, but I want you to know the character, who J.A.Kuffour is, the kind of person he is, nipa or ye, before we delve into the documentations and things that will basically be the icing of the cake for people to know the real character, your friend J.A.Kuffour. Because we need to understand, say, there are some people in Ghana or a group or tribe, Sebio Asantefonibia, they did everything possible, or they are still doing everything possible to whitewash J.A.Kuffour to say, obedi president, One, every single thing in Ghana was 100%. Two, he was never involved in any corrupt activity, whether nepotism, whether conflict of interest, whether abusing state office, whether taking personal issues and using state power against other people, especially colleagues in politics. And this kind of perception has been created for over 28 years by some group of people. Intendeno, when J.A.Kuffour speaks, Ana Kuffour kasa, mamenka ni chi na yina akankasa ni yina ntia siye. Se Kuffour kasa, people basically yon Kuffour Ghana na oma dane Kuffour kasa they say the Yesu akasa. But the honest truth is, so who taking veil no off, and I say we a in 10 time, and I say a net na a Kuffour na. He's basically one of the most dangerous, corrupt politicians Ghana yenya in a long time. The reason why J.J.Rawlings time obey a president from 92 time all handing over Kuffour, Ghanaians were basically positioned, their brains were positioned. Because baby say ya break J.J.Rawlings with the swatch. Whether he's good or bad, we don't want Rawlings to continue. So there was some hatred that was generated from the time JJ stepped in from 79 or best stop a MPP as for changing the narrative. Ghanaians were basically like, we have had enough of Rawlings. So whatever Rawlings was doing at that time, some perception and idea was created in the heads of Ghanaians. Whatever Rawlings might have been doing or was doing then, there were people in Ghana who never recognized it, and especially the NPP fraternity. Omo nananum, ebesi omo maso, ebesi time Rawlings every power yede Kuffour bedi ade. And you could see, say, it was a deliberate thing, and nipe biye say Kuffour de and titru no, and importantly, why Santini no, Sebio Asantini de, Sebio Odin kwasi asem kra o say ya Santifo no ebo na baso na ye hye ne ye na Ghana fo kra hu se o ye bonsama o say dan ne ma nanim be ye te say Sebio Yesu Kristo. So it was a deliberate na amanfo bia bomutiri mu po say the omo be ye no it Kuffour be di president no nyoma boni Kuffour ye ewudie sem e koso dwirim ketase any nyoma president bi anya bi da Kuffour ye no ye nuanom dodo a no mudi Kuffour chi ya Santifo ni bi no omo kata ni nyina so e na omo force Ghana for me agidi se Kuffour ye MPP ni oya Santini oya Ghana ni a Sebio onya nwure nyinyetani enya kroboni enya bununi enya kusasini ni de eye dan a o sa ade bi obeye bia no ye ma Ghana fortune say ono na the best president of Ghana enti Kuffour boni nyina no nipa bi ahemfo ahema politicians asofo omo nyina ka hyeye e na omo ka say Kuffour Onene oye ye doba na Nyankopon eyi na maye. But before I enter into the wagon kweku baku edwumadi a odi ama menwubre se bindi no. Moma yanko back ni yanko tie J.J.Rawlings interview kakra bi. Na sa interview J.J.Rawlings interview bi a o grante Italian media. na ochre oyawa J.A.Kuffour yedane Ghana akonya hye nsem say omeye the president of Ghana and the president of everybody and make sure say aponche kra ote Ghana or Ghana ni no ye de aponche de kra na hye nsem, and he has every right to protect every single person, including ex-presidents who basically came together or led the Fourth Republic, a Ghana constitution. Remember, without J.J.Rawlings allowing a constitution to be put together, Anka J.A.Kuffour and Africa. It's a fact. So whether you like it or not, J.J.Rawlings, the to be pavy way the Kuffour being president today, Kuffour would have been nothing without J.J.Rawlings. I am not being hard on Kuffour. I am being realistic on Kuffour. And the people are almost said that a creative monster out of JJ and made Kuffour look like the Jesus Christ in Ghana. Into without Rawlings allowing the Constitution of Ghana to be drafted or put together for us to have elections to elect a president, and Kuffour would have been some man me working on some under some village as a teacher, as a policeman, or whatever profession he wanted to choose. But J.J.Rawlings ag2 mu say yenye constitution na president bi aba owo mfie 9 obo ne homodin abi na de mfie 9 kan ho no ene na ma nipa bi te se Kuffour ebenya president di ye no. So Kuffour owes everything today to J.J.Rawlings, whether he likes it or not. And he has nothing to talk about. Only option here, and no. Without Rawlings allowing constitution to be put together and Kuffour to be the president, he would have died a pauper. But because of J.J.Rawlings allowing us to do or put that constitution together, no, and Kuffour and the statesman, ya de Ghana sika ne ma na mana bedum pempensui nyame ekoso hira se onyini nche. If you say Ghana for ya tax and na ya de Kuffour ende. Mebo bumfu. We are being honest. Na mumya go tie J.J.Rawlings so ka asemi na uti asemi wi a na ma kire J.A.Kuffour nipa oye ansa na ye wura wagon nim wagon na koku ba ko say ndem nchirechire ma Ghana for ntino. This is J.J.Rawlings.
Until I left all my life together with that of my wife, until I left office, schooling, officer, and until I left office in the year 2000, I never had a foreign account. Never. The CIA, the German intelligence, British MI5, your Italians, the French, all of you go and look into every bank account. And to tell the world whether my wife and I ever had $1, 1 penny, anywhere, in any bank, in any part of the world before I left office. I never did. Interestingly, and it never occurred to me, I had no desire for it. The only time it struck me that I needed a foreign money was when my wife was ill. And it was a situation we could not deal in my country, in Ghana. You know, and we looked for the most affordable place, which was in a university in Europe. That was the first time I suddenly realized how naked I was in terms of, I couldn't even save my wife's life, a very noble lady who had been through trying times with me. That's when I started calling around the world, friends, can you help, etc. So having no account. Oh, by the way, before I left office, we knew she was going to have this operation, so we had even put a little money aside. I think it was about $22,000 it was going to cost us. My wife is asthmatic, and over the years, it has developed its side effects, you know, both in her intestines and other complicated places. So it was going to be quite an expensive, this thing. And you listen to me carefully. I was looking around the world. Anybody help me? It's not for myself. I have no account. This is the address of the hospital. This is how much it's going to cost. I mean, it was the most shocking, painful experience I'd been across, that I could hardly get any assistance early enough. My government who knew, the new government who had taken over from me, who knew I needed help and that we had made preparations, refused. On the last day before we were to leave, she was supposed to be on the operation table on the 22nd of a certain month. 2 days before, that's when I got a letter from the president's office, a 3-page letter, conditions I had to fill, a whole lot of rubbish. We got a ticket, we flew to London. This president, or this man who was a president who had been in office for almost 20 years, 10 years, 18, plus whatever it is, 8 plus another 2, almost 19, 20 years. I had no dollar account anywhere, and I had to stop in London to borrow money from someone so that I could go and do my wife's operation. Put a little money aside. On the last day before we were to leave, she was supposed to be on the operation table on the 22nd of a certain month. 2 days before, that's when I got a letter from the president's office, a 3-page letter, conditions I had to fill, a whole lot of rubbish. We got a ticket, we flew to London. This president, or this man who was a president who had been in office for almost 20 years, 10 years, 18, plus whatever it is, 8 plus another 2, almost 19, 20 years. I had no dollar account anywhere, and I had to stop in London to borrow money from someone so that I could go and do my wife's operation. You listen to me carefully. About 8,000, to take care of her needs, etc., into the hotel. 22,000 it was going to cost us, either dollars or euro. I think it was dollars, into the hospital. When the operation, after a while, I had to leave and go back to Ghana and left her. Here's the shocking part of it. After the operation was done, on borrowed money, people don't believe it, but it's true. On borrowed money, when the operation was done, she was discharged into the hotel so that she could be brought in once in a while, for checkup, a review. Can you believe that when the driver of the embassy under the new government informed the ambassador that I have to take Mrs. Rawlings, for a review, the ambassador said no. In Switzerland, the Ghanaian ambassador, it happened in Switzerland, said no. The driver was so shocked, he put the embassy car key on the table, went and used his own personal car to go and drive my wife to the hospital for the review. This is the kind of vicious petty-mindedness that you can sometimes run in parts of the world in terms of my relationship with this character that, your Western powers or the Western powers have promoted, and they are trying to sanitize his image as if he's the cleanest, finest head of state in Africa. It's absolute rubbish. He's a criminal. He's a thief. He went around telling the world, wrote a letter to every bank around the world that I had stolen suitcases of money into bank accounts. I was trying to kill him, make a coup. I had stolen 19 cars, etc. All of them were false. I will not tell you something that the bank, it took 3 months for me to be able to open a bank account through somebody. Finally, when the bank manager was going to open that account for me, do you know what he told his Swiss friend? You can come and do it. Every day he goes there. Is it open? Is it open? Is it open? Finally, after 3 months, the man told my friend that he is one of the few African heads of state who does not own a foreign account. You can now come and open the account for him. I mean, the point I'm trying to make is, look at the difficulty I had from my own government, from outside. But then the other side of it is that to be so mean that not even the driver could send my wife for a review. That ambassador, for being so, he was so mean, the government withdrew every protocol facility as a former head of state. have to carry my own suitcases. Never mind. They even tried to get Swiss Air not to give me protocol. And Swiss Air told them, hey, you don't do that. They tried to campaign with other governments. Don't give this man protocol, facility, etc. And yet, I'm supposed to have been the man who turned the situation round in Ghana, in West Africa. You know, so in effect, what I'm trying to say is that we've had a pretty rough time, but the more you show hatred towards your opposition, sometimes towards us, the more you get promoted in some parts of the world. It's not healthy. I mean, we must begin to stop treating oppositions and ourselves as enemies. We must begin to rather engage in constructive relationship, constructive criticism, and not attempt to destroy and to see the opposition as your enemy to be destroyed.
So this is J.J. Rawlings telling us ordeals that occurred after Kuffour took power. Now, more Monte Brofono, J.J. Rawlings a yare. The no kakusi and say, ono free power. The man any bar no hono so be who say, Sebio, me mine, ene omwa, me kumo omono, omo Sebio, omo di mihramone say, ne yare. Na yire ne nyire nim so asthma. Satana Kuffour be di president. Ne yare no na afei o se ne ko abrochire. E ko hwe ne yare. Na oni accounts bia wo ekro bia so wiase. Enti ni nyina ne se odi ne ni beto Kuffour aban nim. O se Kuffour aban ne the letter president emom the letter paper be miensa ba se on sign ne yiri wu. Kuffour se mfa no ho. J.J. Rawlings so tu kwan kwa abrochire kop sresre sika. Ansa na ne yire no enya hospital bi krampa ko ameyasa ne yare. Na de na ya ne se
we ain't some more team cause what channel so women now so jemre that's so bad in the edumania onia e be san asia